Greetings, gentlemen. It is I, Victor von Frankenstein, the Grateful MGTOW, back again with more content as promised. Welcome. Let's get started. So, gentlemen, I just wanted to get on here and let you know that I am going to be making a couple edited videos this weekend, and I think that they're quite special. Might be a little bit political. I really try to stay away from political aspects when it comes to addressing the people here in the MGTOW community, but I feel it ties into a lot of the subjects that we speak about. Greeting Bridges, Stone Reaper, welcome, gentlemen. But I'm gonna keep them. I'm gonna keep it as a surprise, and it's definitely gonna be a lot of editing. I've been doing quite a bit of compiling of videos this past couple of weeks. That's kind of why I haven't been posting quite as much of my drive to work videos where it's just me kind of talking. I've been really getting inspired again to sit back down in front of the computer and create some masterpieces. A lot of things that are, going on in the world that, I don't know. I mean, changes, it's a part of the laws of inevitability, and change is always going to happen. But without voicing opinions and having discussions, debates, having, voices of dissent to push forward certain ideas, nothing would ever change. I know that there's a lot of these creators that like to invade or infiltrate into our community, and a lot of times they'll make this point about MGTOWs, monks. If we were truly going our own way, we would just stop talking about it altogether, because, it just makes us just as bad as the feminists, which is, it's completely insane. It's so over their head. What's going on, SCE? Glad to see you in the chat. Arma Thor, thank you for the comment earlier. I was going to get back to you, but as I was saying before, been compiling a lot of information, and I'm going to be making some edited videos this weekend. I'm going to actually sit down and devote that time back to creating the content that I was originally inspired to start creating. Somewhat along the lines of my very first introduction videos, but just using my own voice instead of the robot voice. But like I said about these infiltrators that come into our community and tell us that we should, as men going our own way, just stop talking about things altogether. And if we were to stop talking, if it wasn't for the voice of dissent, what would happen? If no man was to ever come forward and speak about the double standards and the hypocrisy that we see happening these days, the things that are occurring because of the gynocentric system, I understand, like, I don't like to look at myself as being oppressed, because I don't think that I am. But it doesn't mean that men aren't being attacked simply because of the biology that we were born with. This is the absolute truth. And if there is any truly privileged class that has ever existed when it comes to the genders, it is females. And we all understand this very well. But without that voice of dissent, without men coming forward and talking about these subjects, if no one was to ever discuss these things or debate these topics, then people would just accept what these women and these feminists and what the gynocentric government told us at face value. We would just accept it and bow down to it. And it's absolutely ridiculous when these people come into the community and try to make that argument. They're either ignorant or they're chameleons and they choose to willfully sacrifice themselves on the altar of feminism. These male feminists, these disgusting degenerates on the left these days. It blows my mind to even see what has actually occurred with the people that considered themselves liberals. Like Sargon of Akkad, who would consider himself a classical liberal. Like, we all understand. I mean, I would imagine more on the libertarian side of these things. Like, we understand what liberty and freedoms. I don't really care what people do behind their closed doors, just as long as it's not fucking shoved down my throat and forced indoctrination upon me. And I'm sure all of you gentlemen understand that as well. And I'm sure that you agree for the most part. And there's plenty of times where I'm sure I've said things in the past. Maybe some of you gentlemen are like, Vic's a little bit fucking off on that one. But that's how it goes. I mean, without somebody saying or presenting a differing opinion or an opposing argument, how can you ever come to a new conclusion? And there is one thing that I will say, that I will never come to a different conclusion about, and that is MGTOW. That is men preserving their own lives, preserving themselves, not being a sacrifice, not getting married, not cohabitating, not leaving yourself open to the possibility of accusations from the gynocentric system that has been created. And we understand this very well in this community. This is something that I saw a gentleman post a video yesterday talking about going back. And there's no going back. Once you know and you've seen this side of things, there is no going back. You will always be able to see it. Once the veil has been pulled away, there is no going back. You will always see through that red pill perspective. And you will always be able to see the chameleons and the infiltrators and the manipulation, the deception that they use against us. And it's just the truth. Oh, Christ, is Henry and the McHenry loser in the chat? Fucking these people, I swear to God. Go do something with your life. Go create something. You know, I completely turned myself around and was able to create so much. Everything that I learned simply through the MGTOW community, through so many members just telling me to go and sit down in front of my computer and learn things, try things, do whatever. You have this poor loser that's been on YouTube for how many years now? Just sitting in front of a camera and smoking pot and sitting out in a park looking like a fucking junkie. Somebody that has a mental disorder, a schizophrenic, somebody that could fucking snap at any moment now. Like, this is not healthy for people like him. People like him should not be online, period. They should be fucking getting help and going to some psychiatric ward. People like him, this is the kind of stuff these social media sociopaths, they get their fix, their addiction from this shit. And people like him, this will break people like him. And we've already seen his little mental snaps already, so I would disregard that fucking loser altogether. But, as I was saying, gentlemen, I have some special edited videos coming up this weekend for you, and I've really put some time into these, and like I said, they're a little more on the political spectrum, and at certain times we need to address these kinds of things. We need to address some of the synchronicities that we see going on, the things that cross over in so many different ways. And when we're able to make those connections, it's important to, I don't know, gotta pick the fucking fruit when it's ripe. And I found some ripe fruit for picking, so just wanted to get on and let you gentlemen know what I've been doing, and let you know that I'm still here. And like I said, past couple of videos, I've been doing some construction around the house, so I had to unplug my computer for a little bit, but I got that reset back up, and been doing a lot. I really need to work on. I've bought so many fucking mics now, I don't even know what to do. If one of you gentlemen wants to leave a comment, give me a recommendation on a true microphone, a good microphone that I should possibly invest into, I would appreciate it, because I've bought a lot of just, headphone mic sets, and I don't really care for them. I've played myself back so many times using different headsets and microphones, and it's I don't know. I don't care for any of them. That last one, that set of wireless earphones, even though they're Samsung and they sound fantastic, like when I'm playing music, they sounded like shit, the playback of like actual voice recording. So would appreciate any feedback from you gentlemen. Hope you look forward to the videos this weekend. I've been working on them diligently, and I hope this message finds you gentlemen well. We'll talk again real soon.